So we have made it to Tier 4 on this British CD line. Now this Tier 4 is the Alecto, and the Alecto I like to think of more of a more mobile, less hull armored howitzer type gun. Uh, with the tank being a small, derpy wagon, as I kind of call it, because it looks kind of futuristic. It doesn't really look like a traditional tank destroyer at all, so it's a pretty cool looking tank. You got the driver thing right there. You can actually see the wheel. You do have almost like an artillery type setup here, but it is a tank destroyer. So that being said, let's check out the stats on this tank. It has 270 hit points, which I believe is actually in line with the howitzer, if not the same. As we could check that right here, the howitzer has 270 hit points, so same as the British, or British is the same as the German hit points at Tier 4 for this tank destroyer. Its engine power is iffy. I mean, it does go 50.5, so that's a plus. The traverse speed is very good at 42 degrees per second, so you could definitely take out some scouts that are trying to circle you. Gun traverse speed, 44 degrees per second, but it does have a little bit less gun traverse, I think, than the Valentine AT, as it's more of like 25 or maybe 30 degrees as opposed to 35. So its hull armor, obviously non-existent, and that's basically it for the preliminary stats. So I'm going to go over the guns now, and now this thing has pretty much two viable guns. You get the 3.7 inch AT howitzer, which is the same as the Valentine AT. Now, you can use that at Tier 4, but once you get into those higher tier games, especially Tier 5, which you're going to be seeing a lot more than you did with the Valentine AT, the 3.7 inch howitzer becomes basically obsolete. So I chose to go with the 25 pounder, which is more of like, I want to say, spammy gun. It does have like a 4-second reload, so we'll see how this works. It's its accuracy is .46, basically lining up that with an IS-6, so not very good. Aim time is 2.1 seconds, which is iffy, but for the amount of damage it puts out at 180 hit points is pretty good. I mean, the penetration is a bit lacking at 71 with standard, 92 with AP. CR, or actually AP, it's just a different type of AP, not APCR, and 44 with high explosive. So I'm just running standard AP with a few high explosive rounds, just a standard setup with a manual fire extinguisher, because this thing won't be set on fire much, and if you do get set on fire, you're going to die anyway, so it is what it is. So that being said, I put my crew in the AT2, which I have also bought back. So I'm going to be playing this thing with 75% crew, just to show you guys kind of how it'll play out. So that's just the beginning of this video, and we'll have some gameplay next, so stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, here's the Alecto gameplay. For the most part, I actually tried this tank out for a few games just to get the feel of its derpy cannon and stuff like that. But one complaint I have about this cannon is its penetration with the standard AP. And that's basically because it's 71, and I mean, for the alpha trade it is kind of worth it, but I mean, just in those Tier 6 games that you'll find yourself getting into, because Tier 4, you can see heavies at this point, it basically makes it so that it's just going to be harder to get damage because of your penetration. So I recommend, if you get into games, especially like this one here, a massive Tier 6 game, definitely load some premium AP, and that's weird because normally it's APCR and stuff like that, but just at these low tiers, it's another standard, well, not standard, but gold AP. So I loaded 10 of those. We'll be able to hopefully penetrate some enemy tanks and get some damage, rack it up. But at top tier, you don't have to worry anything about that, but it's just these Tier 6 games with all the heavies, like the Excelsior, T1 heavy, stuff like that, that will be a little bit harder to penetrate. So we'll see what happens during this game, and let's get this started. So I'm going to hopefully use my camo, because this tank does have a great camo, because look how small this thing is compared to anything else. It's just a little derp wagon. It's just so fun. So, 180 alpha on this tank, that's definitely above average for such a spammy gun. And I mean, I only have 75% crew because I'm just going to throw away this crew once I'm done with this tank. And I don't have a rammer or vents. I'm just playing this thing completely out of the blue without any equipment. So with a 6.16 second reload, that's pretty good for 180 alpha at a Tier 4. So I would assume with, max crew, everything, rammer, vent, stuff like that, BIA, probably get down to like a 4-second reload. So here we go. Gonna set up around the back of these houses, hopefully derp out some enemies, but it looks like this M5 Steward is YOLOing into us. Along with the enemy Excelsior. So this thing has pretty good, view range for its tier, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and snipe out these enemies, but they're all behind the hill. So I'm gonna go ahead and move up once more. Now, obviously, with my terrible HP pool and little to none armor, it's going to be a little bit harder to get damage while closer up, because you're going to die. So I'm just going to go ahead and snipe the hell out of these people, try and get some damage that way, but by looks of it, we are already pushing the 0 line, so hopefully I'll be able to snipe out the enemies at range. Now, I'm waiting for this Excelsior to move up, but every time he peeks, he's just getting popped by our KV-1, so, he's not gonna keep doing that. Looks like they have an AFK PZ-4, which I might be able to farm damage off of, and there's an enemy howitzer, who is just, I guess, YOLOing at us, maybe? Kind of, not sure. So there he is. Hopefully we'll be able to penetrate him, but, with this thing's pen, it's not very reliable. And he's hiding behind something, so I'll try and take a blind shot at him as we bounce. So, we'll go up and move up again, but looks like this is going to be a rickroll because we are definitely pushing in all flanks. So I'll try and get some damage before the game ends, but, we'll see what happens. So I just have to let the teammates spot for us, as this Nashorn's looking right at me. I'm not sure if I got spotted, though. So there's a hit on the Nashorn, a little bit below an average roll at 170. Shoot at the howitzer, as he looks like he's using the 75, so I'm going to go ahead and get into some cover, try and shoot him once more, as that bounced. So like I said, the fact that I'm bouncing howitzers frontally, just not good pen on this gun at all. Looks like we can move up towards the other flank, try and get some more damage, but this game is basically over. Now, being bottom tier, just trying to get as much damage as I can, as this Soma's basically sticking out with his massive cupola. And we took him out, so there's one kill. Looks like this Panzer IV is behind a ridge, so I'm going to have to YOLO at him. And he's gone, so here we go, Cheeto, also gone. So, we're just melting these tanks so quickly that I can't even do as much damage. But, we'll see. There's a Crusader I can shoot. Aim in faster. Take the shot, and got him. So that was pretty cool. Definitely the shell travel time on this derpy cannon is pretty long, as you guys just saw. So, doing a little bit more towards the end of this battle. Overall, okay game. I mean, I've only done like 300 damage, but for such a low tier in this game with no HP, it's decent. So here's the T1 Heavy. We'll be able to farm some damage off of him. Got a pretty high roll there. And, 500 damage, that's okay for a tier 6 game, but we'll see based on the experience what we get. So I was able to get a Mastery Badge 3rd class there. Got a little bit of tracking damage. Pretty much towards the top of the team, XP-wise, in the top 3rd. So we have, let's see, this VK did work, so, especially for that VK 3001D, I hate that tank so much. That guy did pretty good. Also, looks like we have a KV-1 that did pretty well, 4 kills, 1.1k damage. PZ-4, he didn't even, well, he fired 5 times, but he didn't land any, M3 Lee did okay. Look at the enemy team now. Yeah, they pretty much didn't do anything. So that was just a complete rickroll, and we'll have another game next. Hopefully that'll include a top tier or something better than this game. But here we go. Stay tuned, guys, and we'll have it right now. Alright, so here's the second Alecto gameplay. Hopefully we'll do some more stuff other than that last game. Now, the one thing that I'm actually going to try out now is use the 3.7 howitzer that was used on the Valentine AT. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is basically due to the fact that I have tried around 3 to 5 other games, and just the pen on this tank with the other gun, the was it the 25 pounder? Yeah, it's just frustrating. I mean, the thing has what 71 pen with standard AP, and then it has another gold round which is also AP, which only gives you like 90 pen. Now, I mean, for its alpha of 180, that is worth it, but I just find with this tank's, no whole armor, no HP, even sniping with that tank and the 25 pounder gun, you just can't pen anything at range. You don't have the accuracy to hit weak spots, so I'm just going to go ahead and try the HE cannon and hopefully get some HE splash damage, get some good pens here, hopefully, on some of these lower tier tanks. And especially with a somewhat top tier game, I'll call it top tier because there's only 3 tier 5s. We'll be able to pen lots of tanks here, especially with my heat loaded. So, the one thing that's funny about this is Ruinberg on fire. So, it's basically, it's Ruinberg, but they just retextured everything, and it counts as a new map. So, technically, you could play 2 Ruinbergs in a row. One could be on fire, one could be normal. So, that's pretty funny. We'll just go, we're going to go into City and see what we can do. Now, this thing has an 8-second reload with the howitzer, without a rammer, without anything, actually. And I have a 75% crew, just a throwaway crew, just because I'm going to train my crew up to the AT2, and I don't really want to retrain it for these tanks that take, like, 10 games to finish. So, I would imagine probably, like, a 5-second reload, maybe, with, like, a maxed-out crew and everything. So we're going to go ahead, peek around this corner, see if any idiots want to YOLO. I let this M3 Stuart spot for me along with the Su-85, and I'm going to stay, obviously behind everyone because I don't have armor or HP. So this thing has a very good hull traverse speed, so, I'm definitely happy about that on this city map. As it's looking like they're pushing down this line, so I'm gonna camp around this corner and wait for them to push, actually. Unless I could proxy light some of them and hopefully get a shot. Oh, there's a proxy light. No, M3 Stuart did 2 damage to me. Wait. So I'm gonna wait for this guy to push around if he's stupid enough to. There's also a medium tank coming behind us, so I'm gonna go ahead and derp him the hell out. Hopefully I could derp him. Come on. Aim. No, he got away. So that's the shell travel time on this thing, just so hilarious and derpy. No, he's already dead. Alright, so here's another one, Cruiser 4. I'm just turning my back to these enemy tanks because they're not pushing at all. As if this Churchill pushes up, I can hopefully do some damage. Oh god, M3 Lee. Die. So 109 splash damage is pretty funny. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on this one. Another 100 damage of all HE. So we were able to finish off the M3 Lee. Hopefully I could actually flank around these idiots. Yeah, it looks like everyone's accounted for except for Artie, so I can actually flank around these scrubs and one-shot this T-82 in the ass. Come here. No, come back. I want to kill you. I want to kill you. Oh, I hit him in the track, left him with 16 HP. Oh no! M3 Stuart stole my kill. Come on, let's pen this Su-85. Another HE shot there. Now I'm definitely liking this thing more with the howitzer. No, move! Move! Ah. So I've been able to do a lot of damage just off of HE, not even penning anything, so that's definitely a plus. Doing 100 damage on N, not even penning, that's pretty good for me. Looks like our Artie's gonna die. Hopefully he'll be able to... Nope, he's dead. He got counterbatted. Wow, M3 Stuart got gimped out of the kill. So he is probably going to end up capping, so I'm gonna go back to base. And come on, someone come out, I want to pin you. Oh wow, that shot went nowhere near the middle of the circle. So, time to go reset cap. Because I have amazing mobility. So I'm going to load a heat shell for that M3 Stuart, once again, like I did with the Valentine AT, just to reset the cap. And there he is. We'll aim in. Looks like he's staying still like an idiot. Oh, he got away. This thing's shell travel time is so derpy. So that guy reset the cap, so I'll be able to YOLO in here and one-shot him if he's stupid enough to come out. Oh my god. Gotta take time with these shots. Auto cannons galore. You know, I'm just spraying here just because I can. PZ1C RAM. Mine. No! So I killed him before I could actually derp out that M3 Stewart, but whatever. It's a pretty good game for me. I mean, no kills, but the amount of splash damage I did with that HE cannon is pretty funny. So, Mastery Badge second class on that. Got a little bit of spotting damage. I actually did the most damage on the team, so that's pretty cool. Second most XP. Pretty good game overall. Let's actually try one more, just because I want to get one of those fun gameplays where I'm able to one-shot stuff. So I definitely like this 3.7-inch howitzer better, even though it's the same as the Tier 3 cannon. I mean, it's just, you know, it's preference. A lot of people use this 25-pounder, but I just don't see the pen and accuracy being worth it, even for the alpha trade-off. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. We'll have one more gameplay. Alright, guys. So, here is the third Alecto gameplay. Hopefully we'll be able to do something extraordinary. But, you know, no promises. And hey, what was that about extraordinary? Jesus Christ. We got a Tier 6 game. It's pretty weird. There are there's looks like 1 or 2 Tier 5s on each team. So, not a massive Tier 6 game. This Forge Hellcat's gonna have a great game, I can tell you that right now. But for the most part, this looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, they have one good player in a T49, according to XPM, but that's about it. Yeah, so hopefully we could HE some people out. So by the looks of it, I'm just going to snipe with my hurling HE shell cannon, so, you know, we may not be able to do much, but we'll see what we can do. So, we're down to a 7.94 second reload. Looks like our crew is progressing a little bit. It is a ×3 crew weekend, so these Alecto gameplays have been making this throwaway crew a little bit better for this video. So one thing to note that's actually a bit different on this map is I think they actually extended that B5, B6 area because the new map patch has been taken into account here. So, patch 8.11 brings the nerf to the TDs, which is quite frustrating because the 5 tier 10 TDs that I own just so happen to be the only ones that are getting nerfed, so QQ. Alright, so the T49 has pretty much concealed himself in that little lip there at, what is that, E67, so he's gonna get pushed in by these KV-1Ss pretty soon. So I just decide, fuck sniping. I can take out some of the enemy tanks, hopefully. Looks like this other Alecto is running out into the open. Oh, hello howitzer, how you doing, buddy? Derp. So I derped him for 94, and looks like he got finished off by KV-1S. No, stop pushing me. Don't push me. Silly, what is that? Panzer is pushing me out in the open. So hello, VK. Haha. I got the bait shot from him. Now, hopefully we can move up to this enemy T49 that I could theoretically one-shot. Which, I butchered that shot pretty badly. I don't want to get shot by him, so I have to wait for him to come out. As we hit him for 152. Now we did get hit there once, so we're gonna pull back a little bit. Really need our teammates to help out here. Now this Hellcat really should come up here, use his gun depression and kill him. But he's gonna leave me alone. So hopefully he will peek out like he is doing. And I HE the good player to death. So looks like that Chihei was killed by a Jackson that's over there. As they have an enemy Alecto out there. Take a nice quick shot at him. Doesn't kill him. As he's using, it looks like the spammy 6-pounder. He's not even using the good gun. Or either of the good guns. So this KV-1S is going at it with the KV-1. Over on the side there. Hopefully that Alecto will shoot and spot our M8 as he does. So I'm aiming in. Shoot him. Wow, that shell travel time. So I'm able to rack up 2 kills for the most part here. This game is going to clean up pretty quickly. With my little friend calling me out for my MOP. So here we go, might be able to get a nice shot into this Matilda. And it missed. So he's dead. Got killed by our KV-1S. I'm gonna slowly make my way down here, hopefully I don't kill myself. There we go. Might be able to book it over to that T-40 and shoot him. For the most part, looks like it's gonna be the end of this game. Especially for a tier 6 game, me even living with 14 HP is, well, assuming that I'll live this game, is actually quite rare, because usually this tank gets pooped on. You know, one-shotted by a KV-1S or howitzer to death by something else. Oh, stop it. Alright, so here's some enemies. Do not have the gun depression, because I'm using the derp wagon. Just take a quick shot, and I missed the T-40. Ah, run away! Ooh, he missed, okay. Take a shot. Oh, okay, so he got me. I hit him, but did not finish him. That would have been funny if we actually killed each other. But, like I said, me living, what was that about living? So I ended up dying there, you know, getting a bit greedy, trying to kill the T-40. But, you know, whatever, pretty much overall pretty good game. What did we get XP-wise? We got 5th on the list for XP, and I think damage is the same, yeah. So pretty much 5th on the list in a tier 6 game with a tier 4 tank that is theoretically one shot by any tier 6 is pretty good for me. I'll take that. So pretty much that's the Alecto 2nd gameplay, or actually 3rd gameplay now. So closing up this video, I mean, Alecto, pretty fun tank overall. I mean, it is not as good in my opinion as the UC 2-pounder or the Valentine AT, because it pretty much uses the same aspects of, you know, howitzer derping or, you know, low pen, somewhat high alpha cannon. But for the most part, I mean, this tank, I see it more as a, I don't know, it's more like a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good tank, but I don't see it being an overall good seal clubber or just a great tank to play for fun. It just doesn't have the HP, you know, because it is a tier 4 tank destroyer. It doesn't have the camo. Well, it has camo, but not as good as like the howitzer, or, you know, it doesn't have that scary ability to just peek over a hill, look at an enemy tank, and watch them derp out. You know, like the howitzer is known for just being a nice tank, whether you're using the 75 or the derp 105. This thing, I mean, it's okay for derping. It's okay for, you know, seal clubbing, but yeah, overall it's okay. Next we'll have, you know, the AT2, which will be way more fun, in my opinion, because you guys will definitely see the bounces that thing takes, and just the amount of potential damage you can rack up in the AT2. So next we'll have the AT2. I'm going to buy that thing back right now, and yeah, stay tuned guys. Hope you liked this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next.